All right, all right. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the LDM Show. Hope you guys had a good heat wave week that we had here going. And now it's cooling down, so that's a great thing. But today we're gonna be speaking kind of deep. I want to go a little deep today about questions that make you go, you know. So, but first we're gonna get on word on the street. The government, I like to say the government. I don't like to say the radical left or the radical right. They all bullcrapping to me. But parents are fighting back. You know, it's getting close to back to school, which is kind of quick. You know, already you're thinking about back to school. Like, can I think about swimming first? You know what I mean? But they're already doing like meetings and stuff like that. North Carolina and a couple places, parents just walked out of the board meeting stating, no, they're not going to have it. You're not going to teach my kids this and this and that, and you're not going to do this, and what are you going to do about guns and all this stuff? I have a real quick solution to all the parents' problems. You don't have to worry about what they're teaching in school, if they're going to teach your kids what things you don't want, things like that. Here's a quick solution. It's called homeschool. That's all. Teach them in your house. You don't have to worry about any of that. You know what I mean? But until then, if you are one of those that want to complain and just sit down, then teach them in your house. But for the ones that are going to these board meetings and fighting and striking, then good. Because you know how if history repeats itself, or if you learn from history, which that's one of the things they should be teaching, you will learn that nothing gets done unless people act, right? Look at what happened with the buses. You didn't want a black person to sit in the front? All right, now we're not going to take no buses. That hurted them. So they had to, you know, let people sit in the front. Kids were getting gypped out of the newspapers when they were selling newspapers, which was the Newsies. They stopped buying newspapers. They had to cave in. So if the board of education is not listening to you, then all of y'all just don't send your kids to school. Guaranteed they're going to listen to you. That's the only thing I can say. You know what I mean? Guaranteed if no kids are in school, who's going to teach? Who are they going to teach? And that means there's no money coming in. They ain't going to have it. So if you want to hurt someone or some kind of business or government, you always hurt them in their pockets. History has shown you that. History after history has shown you hurt the big corporations from their pockets. So just homeschool them. Right? You know what I mean? But well, I didn't hear you. You were saying something? Speaker. Oh, Shirley said something. Check the chat. Why? The chat's not coming up? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, give me a break. I got to switch back and forth now from the chats. I guess our chat on the computer is not working, so we got to figure that out. All right. Well, yeah, I'm going on right now. Shirley Phillips, who is a teacher, said they don't want to teach them at home. They want full-time babysitters. Well, that's the problem. If you want a full-time babysitter, those are the ones that are sitting back and complaining and not going to the school boards. But the ones that are going to the school boards are actually wanting for their kids. You know what I mean? But hurt them in their pockets, guaranteed. Even the teachers will come and be like, listen, you got to bring these students back. You know, I need my money. So there's ways to do it if you don't want. And plus, they're supposed to be teaching your kids, not teaching what they want to teach. And another way to get things to a good level, get these old people out. All these old people without kids, you know, kids that are already in college or some that don't even have kids want to tell you how to raise your kids. You haven't even changed a pamper or raised a kid in 20 years. Like, what are you telling me? So I think North Carolina and all these other places, they have a real good opportunity to get what they want from the Board of Education faster than we are. You know. Also, speaking about getting what you want, a whole town police department. This is what's the funny part about it. The news says a whole town police department quit because one of the commissioners or mayor type of lady was nitpicking on everything they do, which now they have a lawsuit on her. She was complaining that they were talking to the people. She wrote the chief of police because he was late. He was in the building at 8 o'clock, but since he wasn't in his desk, he was late. But by the time he gets to the desk, he had to answer all these questions from the workers and the secretaries and stuff like that. So she wrote him up for that. Wrote him up for talking to people in the community. Wrote him up for using the leaving the car parked while he ate lunch. So she was like nitpicking. So the whole police department quit on them. But you know how many people work there? They got 6 police. So when they said the whole police department, I was like, wow, hundreds of people just quit on them. It was 6 of them. But still, in a town now that doesn't have police, they are lucky that that town is a good town. You know what I mean? This is not the Wild Wild West, because if they find out there's no sheriff, here comes all the bad guys. You know what I mean? So they need to get her out. She's the first black female in that town that has a high power over the cops now. So I guess she got it over her head or something like that. But this is a town that the crime is not even high. The whole purpose of cops were to talk to the community. Now, all of a sudden, now he gets a write-up because he's talking to the community and not doing what his job is. It's a small town. What kind of job are you going to do? Ain't that much you can do anyway. I lived in a small town where there was 2 police officers at a time. Yeah, they had like 10 or 20, cutting off shifts here and there. But at a time, there was 2. The state troopers are the ones that used to have to come in if something happens. So calm down, woman. Your power went up to your head. Now you're gonna be the first one to get fired as quick as you got hired. So calm down on that. What else is word on the street that we having here? The monkeypox. The doctor of the whole CDC, and he's not even a doctor. And that's another thing that I'm tired of. These people having names, doctor this, doctor that. And what are you? Oh, I'm a publisher. Then you're not a doctor. You know what I'm saying? Stop with the doctor nonsense, because people are thinking doctors as physical people that can help you physically and help your body operate on you. Those are the doctors we're thinking about. Psychiatrists. If you're just a doctor by the name, stop. Dr. J and doesn't go around, talking about, yeah, we need this pill and this. No. You know what I'm saying? The doctor of thugonomics. You don't see John Cena talking about, hey, we're going to do, you know what I'm saying? Come on now. Of course, you put a doctor in your name don't mean nothing. But anyway, he's telling social media to try to track and stop these people that are saying that the monkeypox is coming from sex, with mostly in the gay community. Let me think about this. Wasn't you the one that came out and said it in the first place? You're the one that said it in the first place. So where is the wrong news that people are spreading out there? You said it's coming from male-on-male sex. So who's the ones that do male-on-male sex? The LGBT. Duh. So if someone's saying it's coming more from the LGBT, it's because you said it. You don't have to say the word LGBT, but you said between 2 males. It's more dominant with them. And it transferred more, they said, with skin-on-skin sexual. So when they said skin-on-skin, everybody thought that if you touch him, he going to get the monkeypox, and it wasn't like that. It was the opposite. So, guys, you're the one that said it. So blocking social media people, again, messing with their freedom of speech, it's not going to help your cause. All right? So, stop it already. What else? We had word on the streets. Oh, New York are cracking down again on the scooters because they stopped and then they had a whole video of hundreds of scooters, forerunners, and everything running on a highway, stopping cars so they can do tricks. But the cops are not allowed to chase them because of accidents that can happen and other things that can happen to the citizens. Don't you think that by them having all this going on in the streets and everything is not an accident waiting to happen in the streets? Motorcycle accidents have gone up for years now. It's going up every single year, and no one is doing nothing about it. So let's do something. California started, So what else? Who else is going to do it? California got motorcycle chips. You got to bring the chips back. For the people that don't know, that was a motorcycle movie back in the days in the 80s. But anyway, they got to bring those cops back. Train cops on dirt bikes or something. You know what I mean? Wait for them. Don't even bother with them. And so they asking people, if you see a group of them around, to let the cops know where are they, because now they're going over there and they're going to snatch up every ATV, every forerunners, every motorcycles, anything that does not have a license plate or a registration or anything. They're going to snatch it up and throw it in their car, and then they're going to keep on going. They're not even giving it a boot. They're not giving you a ticket. They're just snatching your product away. That's what is good, because once they start doing that, these people will start learning not to do things. Learn from the suburbs. Suburbs have places that they automatically can go, to do the dirt bike and all this other stuff. So that's for that. That was, word on the street stuff that I've been looking at and seeing on the news. So I told you we're going to be a little bit dark today. But I have a question for you guys. If you have a child, and this is for everyone that has a child, a nephew, cousin, whatever, family member, it doesn't matter, but it's mostly for a child. If you have a child and you find out that that child is plotting to kill other kids or kill other people, will you turn them in? As a parent, your instinct is to protect your child. So will you push that parent aside and turn your child in? Well, guess what? Someone from Colorado, I think it was, I'm going to double check because I left my paper at home, turned her child in after she was cleaning his room and found a diary stating that he was going to kill some kids in his school. And I don't think it was just only because of that. Because she, in the interview, she said that the child wrote, if I may, I'm trying to see where it was at. But the kid was about 10 years old. She turned him in. The diary said how he was going to do it. And if the mother would have got away in a way with it, he would have killed her too. So I think that's what scared her and turned him in. So I don't know if it was the whole thing that made her turn him in. Maybe she said no. I don't know. But me, honestly, love my kid and all. But to save lives, I think I would. You know what I mean? I think I would have to say I would have to turn him in. Or keep a good eye or take him to a psychiatrist or something. You know what I mean? I'm not just going to let him go all nilly-willy outside and not say nothing, or be like, hey, I heard that somebody's going to try to shoot the school this day and this day. You know what I mean? Anonymous call, something. But I'm not going to let my child go outside all nilly-willy. I'm going to be checking him. You know what I'm saying? I got to put a metal detector when he coming out, you know, boop, boop, check him out, check his room, pat him down, you know. No, but kudos to the mom. She said that was the hardest thing she had to do was to turn him in as a young age, you know. So he's not even going to get to see too much of his teenage years because now they're going to probably put him in a psych ward and he's not going to come out until he tricks the system and makes the system think that he's okay. Then he comes out. Because you notice what I said, right? Because everyone that goes in there, all of a sudden the psychiatrist says he's okay to go to the society, and then that same person winds up killing or doing some stuff. So the people trick the psychiatrist to think that they're okay. So he's going to be there mandatory a year or 2 years. And then he can trick the psychiatrist to make it look like he's okay for society, and then he'll come back out. I won't be bringing him back to my house. I'm sorry about that. Because now he's going to plot revenge on the parent. So, and the parent said that she doesn't know if she will ever trust him or allow him back in the home. It's a sad case, but it happens. What would you have done? Rhea, your mom, if you find that out, what would you do? Will you turn your son in? Because mothers are different. Fathers are like, you know, a little more, but a mother instinct is to protect. But you're protecting hundreds of other kids. So, I don't know. What would you have done?
Um, that's a tough question, but I mean, if he's sick and he needs, well, I mean, because killing someone clearly he needs help. So
Right.
So to protect him and other people, I mean, it will break my heart, but I will probably turn him in. I'd have to, or I'll seek someone to help him, you know, because maybe I will not be able to do it. I don't know. Like, I'll find someone, like an uncle that he knows, or, you know what I mean? Like, that could take him. I don't know.
Yeah, that especially around 11 or 12, you already invested at least a decade on the kid. I can see if the kid was like 2, 3 years old, be like, listen, I'll make another one. You know what I mean? But, you know, the kid is 11 years old. He's going to be 13 or 14 by the time he comes out the psych ward. Or maybe they'll keep him in the house and he has to go back and forth to the psych. I don't know what the story is going to be. But this, and again, they are not going to put this on the news. You know what I'm saying? Citizens doing good things are not going to be on the news. So they put it on their website. So you can check that out. You know. But it's hard. It's a hard decision. I'm not going to lie. It's a very hard decision to do. Will you sacrifice your kid and put him in jail because he said he was going to kill some people? I don't know. So with that said, what about the person that knew or had a suspicious about their kid that they were going to do something but never acted on it? Should they be criminalized as well as the kid? You know, because they were discussing that too, as these kids are shooting up schools or, you know, that being bullied. First of all, media, you need to stop. Let's, you know, yeah, the kids shot up a school and did all this. But let's talk about why. Nobody wants to really talk about why these kids are doing that. So, to me, the bully, whoever bullied him should be in trouble as well. It's a ripple effect. You know what I mean? So, it's the same thing as if I have a gun in my hand, but I don't want to shoot no one. I drop the gun. Bam, it goes off. It shoots someone. I didn't want to shoot him. I didn't shoot him. The gun shot him. But guess who still gets charged? Me. So why couldn't it be that way too? If you bully someone so much that they came to the school and shot up someone, and the kid tells you, I did it because he bullied me, then he should get charged too. That's me.
No, but I guess bullying is a hard thing to prove, right? Like,
No, it's not. The guy got a gun and he lost it. He ain't gonna lose it because the guy said you got an ugly shirt. This been going on for months and weeks. So it's been the teapot issue going on here.
but the thing is, witnesses wouldn't say anything.
You got to put the speaker. Now the speaker's up. I can hear myself loud. But being a bully, it's a teapot effect, and it's going to, it's going to pop one time. So the child being bullied is been weeks and weeks and weeks. Charge the bully. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say that he's going to get convicted. I'm not going to say that they're going to give him years. I don't know. But charge him at least. At least he's going to have to go to court and prove his innocence. If he can't, then put him in jail too. He threw the rock and made the ripple effect. Because they're trying to charge the parents, because they're trying to say the parents should have known what was going on. So then they should charge the bully as well. You know what I mean? Parents are more busy. They nowadays they probably don't know. They don't know he brought a gun. They don't know if he did this. Yeah, they should be aware, but the school should be aware as well that this kid is being bullied. His demeanor changed. His speech changed. His attitude has changed. He doesn't want to be around this one kid. You had to break these two kids up so many times because I know bullies do it in front of everybody else. So there's a whole, you know how they say it takes a village to raise a kid? It takes a village to make a kid into a killer. So that's my opinion. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's everybody's opinion, but that's my opinion. It takes a village to make this happen. Now, some of them are just sick at it, from the get, as soon as they came out, but let's see what happens. Are they going to start charging the kids? I remember they tried to charge parents because their kids didn't go to school, especially in Pennsylvania. They wanted to give summonses and jail term to parents because their kids didn't go to school. Listen, when I go to work and my kid goes outside to the school, I'm assuming he's going straight to school, just the way he assumes I'm going straight to work. I don't got time to think that he's not in school until I get that phone call, your child is not in school. Then now I got to find out what's going on. But it's not my fault, so you can't charge. Charge the kid. Put him in juvenile for a couple of days. He'll start going to school. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I don't have to worry about that because I take my kid to the school. You know what I'm saying? I make sure he goes in that building. He come out and he go chilling, that's on him. But yeah, charging a parent just because your kid didn't go to school, that's a no-no in my book. You know what I mean? That's a very no-no in my book. Charge the kid, give him community service, put him in juvenile for a day or two, scare him into saying, you know what, I'm going to school. Y'all want to cut, that's on you. I'll cut last period. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Because normally last period is like gym or something. Yeah, I don't need gym to survive. You know what I'm saying? There's no job in the world that said, how did you do in gym? You know what I'm saying? You are A+ student in gym? No job. So if the last period job is gym, guess what? Because I did it. Gym, I used it to do homework or I used it to go home early. But no, charge the kids if they don't go to school, not the parents. Now, if the parents are those stay-at-home parents, then that's something different. And their kid is home with the parent, then yeah, that's different. But the parent is working, they don't know. You know what I mean? How are they going to know? Well, Pennsylvania does anything. Well, it's a common law state, so they do anything to make money. You know what I mean? So I never even heard about it in Boston. I don't know if they do it in Boston, which that's another common state, but they do it in Pennsylvania. So don't know. Now, here's a love corner question, and this is the topic of the day. I didn't get to put it up, but I want to talk about it, and I want to see if I got my boy in the room. See if he want to jump in this conversation here. Will, you still out there? Want to jump into this love corner conversation I got going here? Question of the day. Well, it's how it is. We start off at one question and then we work our way up to other different questions. But Give a round of applause for Mr. Will Davis here, XY101 in the house. What's going on? He was a little late when I told him to come. He had to get the shades on and get the. Make sure your thing is on. Collect. There we go. All right. What do you do if you find out your mate is hot for your brother or your sister?
I mean, it depends. Is it so hot they feel like they're gonna act on it, or they just find them hot? I'm like, well, we all from the same family. You got with me, you might as well.
Yeah, I don't know, but to me, even a little hot is like, oh, what the hell?
We see.
I ain't leaving y'all to go. I'm not leaving y'all by yourselves.
I mean, one, you got to know your sibling, because I mean, sometimes you can't trust them, and we all know you have that one brother or sister that will definitely sleep with whoever you're dating because they're probably jealous in the first place. But like I said, it's your sibling, right? Like, whatever they find attractive about you as far as physical looks, your sibling probably kind of sort of has it. So if they find you hot, they might find you, In my case, I got a sister, so if she found my sister hot, my question is just like, so can we talk about a third? Like, you like girls like that? What's up?
I got a friend that looks like my sister. You know what I'm saying? She could, we can call her the same name if you want.
Whatever works for you.
Hey, no, but I think if you get jealous that your mate is liking your sibling, I think it's because you don't trust your sibling. It has nothing to do with your mate.
Well, I mean, you don't trust either of them. Like, you think that, whoever you're...
Well, if you don't trust your mate and you trust your sister, you don't worry about it because you know your brother or your sister's not going to act on it. But if they do...
At the same time, if they're that lustful, they would have the gall to go for your sibling. Like, wouldn't they, if they found anyone else attractive, right? It's the same reason why people get jealous when someone says they think a celebrity is hot. Like, they even have a chance with them. Right?
Yeah, it's not like me with J-Lo. You know what I'm saying? That we had that moment. But hey, listen, I got a video to prove it.
We've seen the video. But she's a married woman now.
Yeah, well, so-called.
Oh, come on now.
So-called. Hey, she had to do something to make the public
Not
push
pay
away.
attention?
Hey, Ralph said, cut her ass off. Cut her off. No, but you can't cut your mate off yet because they didn't act on it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they just said that they think that your sibling's attractive. I'm like, all right.
Or maybe
fine.
they didn't even tell you, but the body language maybe
right?
told you.
Whatever the case may be, is like you find out they find them attractive. Okay, I mean, there are how many people that you find attractive in a given day? This one just happens to be related to you. I bet you that you'd see their sister and they looked anything alike, you'd be like, your sister's hot too. Like,
yeah. You know that. Well, some people just make the comments just to look good. Mm-hmm. But when you see the mother-in-law, you're like, now I know where she got her looks from.
I mean,
yeah, sometimes it's a lie.
Well, most of the time it's a lie.
Yeah.
Either that or you just saying, I really do love your heart, sweetheart.
Yeah. Be like, now I know where she gets her nice emotional heart from. Because you can't say body or look. You know what I mean? So, or you look at the mother-in-law and be like, damn, this is how you're going to be. I got to go. No, but because I was watching this video of this new couple that's doing a couple of jokes here and there.
Right.
And they did that one joke that he liked the sister. And he even sat next to her and be like, oop, the menu dropped. And sat next to her and started looking at the menu. And she was like, hello, ain't you belong over here? She's like, yeah, but your sister's new and came over here. I just want to,
make her feel comfortable. Yeah. Always some nonsense. I mean, that's like, but see, I think that's more so like when you start dating Solange, she takes you home and you meet Beyonce.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're like, damn.
Yeah. You can't, if your sister looks way hotter than you,
you gotta wait until you're married before she meets.
Yeah, you don't bring a date, a week date that you just met him a week or month and bring them home. You know what I mean? And then especially around the afternoon to the evening when they're getting into their regular clothes that to go to sleep and stuff. You can't do that.
That's a problem.
You can't, because if they look good in sweats, imagine in regular. And I'm just dating you. This is our second date. They be like, you know what? I'm dating the daughter and the sister now. You know what I mean? Like, bam. But what if it's the opposite? What if it's the parent that look way better than the one you're dating? And this is for a guy or girl. Like if your male date father looks way better than he.
I mean,
and you're just dating. You just started dating.
It's funny because I was actually talking with a friend about this. It's just like, I forget the son's name, but he's an actor as well. And then you find out like his dad is Denzel. I'm like, he's gonna have to take that L when you sleep with his daddy. Like that's just
You're
how
just
it
gonna
works.
have to take it.
Be like, hey, yeah, I mean, he's Denzel. It's fine. All right,
Yeah,
so
you're going out with Bart Simpson and then go house and it's Denzel. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, like it just. I feel like it's awkward for the child because, like, again, it's gonna be Blue Ivy's problem because she looked like her daddy, and then you
yeah,
come home
sorry.
and you meet Beyonce, and you're just like, damn.
The only thing she can do is, her eyes. Just look at him.
And be like, you know what? I can't even be mad. Like, this is someone who's on everybody's fantasy list. Stacy's mom has got it going on, right? It's a song. Stacy can't be mad when you go to hang out at her house to see her mom.
It's in the song.
Everybody
it's
knows what it is. You have to be delusional to not realize you have a hot parent. I'm sorry, and if that's the case, and I say don't bring if you're not sure enough in your relationship, don't bring them home because you can't be mad if they do something. I'm sorry, you might be mad at your mama too.
Because you can imagine you dating J Lo's daughter, and then J Lo's getting ready and exercising in the other room. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna work. I'm like, listen, I only went on 2 dates with you. I heard that your mom just broke up for the 20th time.
Yeah, word.
You know what I mean?
20 times, 20 years.
Hey, listen. Yeah, but again, J Lo, when we get to say it out in the open, then you can break up with him again. Because every time I announce that she breaks up with the guy, and then I got to come back. Because legally I'm married, and I don't want to break the 50-50. I got to wait till we figure this out. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't get none of Mark Anthony's money.
Yeah, we talked about it, but down low. You don't know. I got probably paid.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. No, but I was, like I said, I was watching their videos, and they had a couple videos. The Crazy Ex. That's another thing I wanted to talk about. Mm-hmm. What do you do when you have a crazy ex, or a person that can't take no?
I mean,
like you're done.
They won't accept the fact you broke up with them.
Yeah.
Or when you move on, they gonna slash your tires because there's two.
Oh yeah. There's two crazies, and well, three if you're counting the Bush crazy.
No, that's the one that's gonna slash your tires when you have.
Yeah, true. That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Because there's one that's just like we're not done yet. I broke up with you like 3 years ago. No, you told me
we're taking a break,
right? like it's over. But then I said it's not, so that meant that it didn't count. So,
yeah.
We've been together for the last 3 years. It's like I've been married. I've had.
I know,
kids,
right? They don't.
You're still with me.
Yeah, there's some fatal attraction girls that probably, or guys. I think there's probably more down low guys like that because all of a sudden the ex male pops up in their restaurants or up in the thing.
I feel like it's males whenever there's a child involved.
Right.
That's when they step up. Because other than that, right, half the time when you hear men do that, it's like a brag thing where it's just like I had that already, right? Like
right.
You having my leftovers or something like that, and it's not a respectful thing at all. It's just more so like I've been there, or like she's gonna call me when you break up. Is usually what they say. Guys aren't so much the stalker type that way. Post relationship, a lot of the time they lost the girl because they were cheating in the first place. I don't think guys do it as often because they don't care as much. Like when women love, they love, right? When guys love you, you're not sure they do.
Yeah. Yeah. You love me? Yeah, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's the flowers, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's
Right.
some of them like they show their love more than they say they love. But
yeah.
girls can be devious though. When you break their heart,
ooh.
When they break their heart, it's like
petty things.
They'll come, and then when they see you months from now, oh hi.
They already know what girl you're with.
Yeah, they know that's your girl. They stalked you on social media.
Mm-hmm. They probably planned you bumping into them that night.
Yeah, that's why you don't say where you're gonna go because they might show up. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And then when they do show up, oh wow,
they show up like in their best clothes, with all their makeup done. This whatever. I'm gonna make him miss this.
Oh yeah, his get him girl dress. I'm gonna get him watch. I'm gonna make him suffer and make him think that he lost everything. But then they always throw things in the. Oh wow, that's a nice shirt. It's similar to the one that I brought you. Remember that day that we went? Now they'll start trying to throw things in.
The
like
petty is real.
Right. To show the other girl that I have history with this guy.
Right.
So and the video that I seen, he bumps into the ex, and the ex is like, oh. So and the funny part about it, the ex was the girl's sister. The one that he was dating. So she got mad. It's a comedy thing. She got mad and she said, oh, and you're going to be wearing the shirt that I brought you? Give me that shirt. Run the shirt. Oh, and the sneakers? So he had the clothes that she brought him on Valentine's Day to be with the sister. So, it's funny, and I was like, you know what? I got to talk about that because it's true. It does happen. These things do happen where you bump into your ex. But who you think is going to be more petty, the guy or the girl?
As far as
throwing little hints here.
If we're talking petty, it's definitely going to be the girl. Girls are much slicker with the words, where guys, like you said, it'll be in their action. It'll be in the body language. Like he's more likely to try and be touchy feely, where the girl's going to be talking about stuff, just to make the other person jealous.
Yeah, the guys would just be like, oh dang, girl, dang, you still look the same. Well, spin around.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you do look the same. Like they'll do something kind of like that to show, I had sex with her. The girl will show I had a life with him.
A whole relationship.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like
it's deeper.
It's a deeper thing with the female. Oh wow, you still got that car? Ooh, memories in that car. Like now your ex-girl like, we burning this shit when we gonna burn this car.
I also feel like when an ex meets a current person, when it comes to males, it all depends on the current male's reaction, how it plays out. Because if he's jealous of the past guys, when things can go left. But if he acts like, well, this is what you're mine now, so whatever happened was, there's not as much tension because guys will, be like, well, whatever.
Right.
Or they're going to be wanting to butt heads. The person from before can, he can be all smug in his head. If the new guy doesn't act funny, he doesn't win. But I feel like when it comes to ladies and getting back together, whoever is initial, like the ex, has all the advantage. Because when she starts talking about stuff, I feel like women are a lot more, petty about the crap. And you did this with her. Well, now we can't do that.
Yeah.
Be like, you mean
well,
we can't go to the grocery store?
That like I've been getting milk in that store for years. Exactly.
No, you can't go to that store no more. That's her store.
You got to go 4 blocks down and make that left. You know what I'm saying?
And they say guys are territorial, but that's the thing.
Yeah, I think
you took me to that same restaurant. You took her. That was our first date. Yeah, I like the food there.
But I told you that I got my favorite restaurant and stuff like that. Oh no, we're not coming out here. And you bring her on the same day with the full moon? Oh no, we're not doing this. We're not. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't care. Be like, I think the males would be like, wait a minute, this is the same restaurant he bring you? All right. So bring me 2 lobsters.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They want to
So that means that the food is good because you wanted to come back, right?
Right.
Yo, what else?
Yeah. Why he gave you a little shrimp? He petty. That's why. Give me a bucket of shrimp.
Women might even win because to show off, he's gonna buy her more.
That's what I'm saying. Like, give me a bucket of shrimp. He only brought you 2 shrimps.
I'm gonna get you the whole bucket.
Yeah, that's why you left him. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So we're more competitive in that way. The girl, nah, she's more petty that way. Oh, and it's the same waiter? Oh no, hell no. You know what I'm saying? Like, let the waiters be like, hey Charles, how we doing? Wait, he know you?
Well, I'm yeah, exactly. Like you're just like, oh, hey, how you doing? Oh, it's good. It's like, you've been here before?
Yeah.
How many times? They're like, well, it's the restaurant down the block from where I live, so sometimes I just come here.
Yeah, it's like on my way home, but it's like you get those girls, and I love the reporters, the little investigator ones that they don't tell you straight out, but oh wow, this is a good restaurant. Yeah, you ate here before, right? Because the menus look good, like something that you talked about, like trying to get you to say something. Like what you want, just tell me, and those are the ones that I'm really scared of because they plan this shit in their head already, they're like, those are the crazy ones.
As far as I'm concerned, they're all like that. Every woman I know does her research before she goes out with a guy, and she has to, right?
Right.
Some take it a little too damn far, like that. But for the most part, she wants to be aware she's not messing with a crazy dude. So I expect them to know something about me I didn't tell them.
Right.
That way it doesn't shake me up, because then that's how you end up saying some stuff that they want to know that you ain't supposed to tell them.
I tell you this much: 25 and under, you can ask questions. Close to 30, the questions should go down. Close to 40 or 50, don't ask questions because you don't want to hear the answers. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Because they have so much history already.
Plus, I mean, in all honesty, you at 40-something dating, obviously there was a problem in your questions beforehand. That might be still 40-something and single.
If you're 50 or 60 and you're single or just became single, then it's different. But if you never had a girlfriend, that means either you're rich and you don't want nobody having your money, because that would have been me. You know,
Right.
I would have been dating and dating. Matter of fact, me and Rhea had that discussion the other day.
Oh, if you weren't married, would you
Yeah,
be
I was
dating?
like, if I wasn't married to her and I was rich, I would have never been married. I would have been dating. She said I would have never gone out with you anyway because you would have probably been different. You know,
That's I mean that's true.
because
Yeah,
money,
money
money it
changes
makes you
people.
different.
Yeah.
The only thing different would have been about it is I would have not had that I don't care look on my face. I would have been like, "Psst, you want to go out? No, okay, bye. You know what I'm saying? I would have been one of those. You know, I would have been more stuck up because I got money. I don't need you. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know, with that being said, I watched this video where the guy tells this girl, "Tell me something that a man that you can ask a man to give you that he don't already give." And he stood quiet. He said, "I'll wait." And you know how they had this little split screen? The
Yeah.
girl was like this, like with her boyfriend. And he was like, and say get groceries because he cook, or you're gonna cook for him because you had to cook anyway. You know,
Yeah.
clean the house. You normally have to do that anyway. So he's like, tell me something. He was like, nothing, right? He said, so stop trying to make it like a guy has to bring something,
To the table.
you know, to the table, and if you're not gonna bring nothing to the table,
Well,
you
yeah.
know. So it works in both sense of the way where now guys are getting, and even girls. There's female videos popping up talking about girls stop doing this to the guys and stop doing that. You know.
Well, I mean, what it is that I think ever since Chris Rock actually said in that stand up about how like men are the only people who don't have unconditional love,
Yeah.
right? I feel like more
They
and
don't.
more
They what was it? They condition on what they can bring.
provide, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have been taking that into heart, trying to explain like what it is they're really looking for. So a lot of women explain like they're looking for a guy who can provide some stuff that she's able to do for herself at least, right?
Right.
But that makes sense, right? You want to have a partner, somebody equal to you, somebody you can grow with. That makes sense. But if you're someone who has nothing going for yourself and you're looking for a come up, that doesn't make any sense, girl or guy, right?
Mhm, yep.
Like, so a lot of women, you know, they want that 6 foot tall guy, you know, white, black, whatever. It doesn't really matter.
No, right.
6 foot tall with a 6-figure job, his
Mhm.
own home, and a house, or I mean, and a car, right?
Right.
Okay. Now, what do you bring to the table?
That,
I'm pretty.
listen.
Like, huh?
If I got all that again, if I was rich and single and I got all that, my question will be like an interview. You sit down.
Okay.
What are you gonna bring to?
Yeah. So what do you have? Do you have your own car? Do you
Yeah.
have- and you know, one of my friends, he did a skit about that years ago, and it was funny because all the guys that were approaching her didn't have what she wanted, but when someone did, and he asked her, "Well, do you have the same things?" and she said no. He's like, "So why would I want you?" And she's just stuck, right? Like,
It happens.
I think a lot of people, I know, and I was talking to my friend about this too. Like, a lot of people say know your worth, right? And I feel more so in women than in men, they overvalue themselves.
Mm.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? I'm not saying that you should think low of yourself, but you have to be realistic, right? Like, if you are, you know, you got 2 kids and you're living on your own with the kids and whatever, right? And you're looking for
Your
the
value
dream,
just went
you're
down.
thinking, yeah, on some Kevin
Yeah.
Samuels thing, right?
Yeah,
Like,
your value just
you
went
gotta
gone down.
understand you may not be able to bag Mr. Perfect. So give the guy, you know, the guy who's, you know, a regular worker who's interested in you a chance. I'm not saying that you're doing anything wrong or bad. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, understand that the guy that you're thinking of, this dream dude who's a 6-figure, 7-figure man, isn't looking for you.
Mhm.
Now, you might find that you might get lucky and things work out and, you know, happy for you, but be realistic that the guy who may be pulling 50K, who's actually interested in you because he finds you pretty, or, you know, you guys work together and he thinks you're a great person. He doesn't mind that you have 2 kids. And yeah, he doesn't mind, because a lot of people don't want a partner with kids. And that was
Right.
especially, you know, men hear that all the time. You look on any dating profile, I don't want you if you have a kid. I don't
Right,
want
right.
no baby mama drama, or however they want to phrase it, right? Like, you got to understand, okay, so this is the playing field I'm working with. Let
Yep.
me be realistic about what I'm looking for.
You might as well just put like a 10-point system. Start off at 10. Got kids, go down to 9. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and-
Don't have my own house, go down to 8.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then that way you know, okay, I'm a 4, so I got to look for a 5.
Or
You know, or a 3. You know,
exactly.
5 to 3.
Be realistic, and you may find a 7, 8, 9, or 10, but like, and it's not based on you. It's not because you're a bad person. It's just circumstance, right? It's
Right,
just
right.
where you're at right now. And as you get that house, If you especially, if you don't have the kids, or you find someone else who has kids, or your numbers get higher, your group of people gets quote unquote better. But
Better, yeah.
you got to be realistic with dating in the first place. And some people get lucky, and some people aren't. But that's what it is. And I mean, in general, just the ratio, right? The guy who has everything you're looking for also has so many more options because he has what everyone is looking for. What makes you special compared to everyone else? And I don't mean like, oh, I'm a different person, because everybody says they're different, and then they find somebody who's exactly like him, right? Like,
it's just like
what really sets you apart? Why can't he find his super, star?
Yeah, it's just like when you go to the store and then you be like, you see 10 shirts, small, medium, large. So those 10 shirts, there's 10 people going to wear them.
Yeah.
They ain't going to all fit the same.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same thing as a person. There's 10 people after this one person, guy or girl, but all 10 of them are not going to fit that person the same. He's going to be like, nah, I don't want this, I don't want that. A girl that is rich and got all this by herself, she's more picky than a man.
Right.
So males, this is go for males.
If he's a 10, he still doesn't have enough for her.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. There's some 10s that she's gonna be like, you're still not enough. You got to be a 10 plus.
Yeah.
For that one person, because the females are more picky. But if you got your pants on your ankles, shoot down a 2, not even a 1. You shoot down 2.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
Depends on what kind of 10 she is, because if she come from Atlanta, that still might work.
Yeah.
I said it.
Yeah. She a country folk and she a 10. It might be different.
No,
But you got to know your level. That's why I be looking at people and I be like, know your level when I see them trying to holler at someone or do something. But in all reality, you cannot want to come to someone's table and thinking that you're not going to bring nothing. So a lot of the females are attacking other females. Stop thinking that a man's supposed to do this and this and that, and you're not supposed to do nothing.
Anything.
Now, if you want, and it was a talk on one of the radio stations, and they said, so now you girls want a guy just like the Bible, a gentleman and everything, but you females lost your femininity. Y'all lost how it is to be a female. So if you want these guys to be the providers, like the Bible says, the guardian, the protector and all this, then you should be the one that be cooking. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you want us to stay stone age and you're not wanting.
And you got to remember the fact that the type of women that those men have were completely submissive. So in the modern era woman is not a submissive female in a lot of cases. And not to say she even should be. But if you're looking for that classic traditional male, you got to be the woman who,
woman.
If it's the same role, right? That same woman who, stayed in a loveless marriage while her husband was a drunken bastard because he just brought home money for the family. You see how that doesn't make any sense? It doesn't feel good. It doesn't, that side of it is not the side you're looking at. But, I've always said that the modern era of feminism isn't feminism anymore. It's neo-feminism. Whereas, men have had the dominant role for years and submissive females and yada yada, and I get that. Feminism is supposed to be about equality, but a lot of women are looking for submissive men. They're looking for simps, essentially. And that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
The majority of men are not going to be simps because they literally do not have to be.
And I tell you, a lot of the men that are 7 and above, they don't like women that thinking they are not the man. It's not about trying to be the man, but it's trying to be something that you're not.
Them. Yeah.
Like, you can't say, hey, I want a can of soup a day, and then I say, well, then I want a can of corn. Well, you're not getting it. Well, then you're not getting it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It has to go both ways.
No one's going to be the boss.
Right. You can't say, oh, I don't want you doing nothing, and then when I don't open the door, you get mad. You can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't. So that's why a lot of the guys 7 and up are getting pissed because, no, which one you want? You want me to be the gentleman or you want me to be the one that's going to treat you equal? You can't have both ways. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why a lot of the females are attacking other females saying, you're not good. And I remember a couple of weeks ago that I said a lot of the females, and in case y'all didn't hear this, a lot of females complain that they are meeting the wrong person. It's not that you're attracted to the wrong person. It's that you're shopping in the wrong person. You can't go shopping in a meat market trying to say, do you got apples?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. So if you're in a club looking for someone, you're getting that club someone.
Yeah.
You're getting that one that's going to bounce on you and leave. if you're a tennis player, you're not going to go to a hockey place and try to find someone that's
Playing
compatible.
tennis, yeah.
You know what I mean? So where you shop is what you're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
So, like other people will shop in Macy's and they get a little bit of good quality because Macy's not that great of a quality. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? But
it's not before they kick you out of the
right.
Street.
You think you're going to get a good quality because you're there. So,
Right.
of course, if you go into Macy's, Wall Street, you're going to find suits.
Right.
People in suits, ladies in suits. So that's the person that I'm going to go for. So if I'm going to go for people in suits, what the heck am I doing in Fordham Road?
I mean, exactly.
You know what I mean?
But I mean, like, even just take your typical dating apps, right? You are a young professional looking for a young professional, but you go on Tinder.
Yeah, that's not
Right?
going to happen. And then get
Meanwhile-
mad that you're getting the wrong type
right,
of guy.
You're not meeting people who are of your stature, of your standard. Meanwhile, they have dating apps for people who make, a certain amount every year, or you have like a site like a Coffee Meets Bagels that's for mostly young professionals.
Right, right.
So you have to, like you said, shop at the market that makes sense. What is it you're looking for? If I'm looking for stuff to deal with geeks, heck, you can go on Facebook and talk to people in the geek
chat rooms. And
they'll
they got chat rooms for every,
that. And
you know.
I mean, there's specifically chat rooms not just for geeks, but like geeks who are wanting to date geeks. Like,
Yeah.
utilize. I mean, we have an internet, right? We have this thing that connects all of us together, and how many various ways we want possible. And then the best part about it is, if you're finding that you're having trouble finding a market for you to shop in, the best way to make money these days is to develop that app. Because I bet you there's a whole bunch of other people trying to find a store
same.
like you.
Yeah, because
So start it.
I know a lot of people are like, oh, but opposites attract. But
Sometimes.
opposites attract, but they got to remember,
There still has to
it's
be an
not
attraction.
the mental opposite that people are talking about. They're talking about the physical.
Yeah.
So I can be a tattoo person, but I'm a business person and I'm looking for a business person.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
In this case, right? Like, I wouldn't necessarily have to be business, but there has to be some sort of commonality.
No,
right?
but I'm
So,
saying
yeah,
like it's when you see a tattoo, like he's not a business
This
person.
is a business
but,
person,
right?
But this could be an entrepreneur. Maybe what they both have is ambition,
Right.
Right. So now they're going to.
That's why when they say opposites attract, they be like,
know-
wait a minute, you're a tattoo person and this is a business person.
Right.
But you never knew. That tattoo person was a college kid or something
Right,
before.
exactly.
So he's into that world.
Or even if we're talking about different classes, right? When the rich and the poor, but maybe they both like to go out camping, right? There's always
Right, there's a-
something
right.
that connects them, no matter how opposite they may seem to people.
Right.
When people can't figure out how it works, well, obviously it works because there's that emotional and that creative.
And that's why I hate
mental
when the
connection.
hood people, I'm tired of these drug dealers always want to holler at me. So stop going with them. If you know they're a drug dealer and you don't like drug dealers, then why
don't
going
date
with
them.
them? You know what I'm saying? So that's why the guy said, in order for you to go and get someone good, you have to stop shopping in these states. And I keep saying to the people, know your level, and know your level means shop where you know are the same quality person.
And in all honesty, right? I know sometimes it's a victim of circumstance as far as like, well, I'm in the hood, and a lot of people around where I'm at are drug dealers. So
Then get out of-
I don't
get-
hold it against them.
then
but
travel out the
I just-
hood, especially in
but
New
that's-
York.
But that's what that means. That means like, hey, maybe you want to start taking a monthly trip out to Long Island.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to go upstate. Maybe you want to. I hate to say it, go to Jersey. But like,
Listen, you
know
never
what I'm saying?
know.
Like, just move yourself.
Like find like when I lived in PA, people were always complaining, why you never in your own town? You always, because I looked, even in the internet, when internet first came out, you had to print out your own map.
Yeah, yeah.
But I used to look, okay, I want to eat Italian. Let me see what Italian places in another town.
Right.
You know what I mean? So even to this day, we do the same thing. All right, we want to go swimming. Let me see what good swimming pool is not in the Bronx.
Here, right? Because
know?
you're gonna spend five days a week here.
Right. So I
Right?
want to
Use my
branch
other
out.
2 days to explore other places. You don't have to necessarily explore someplace all the way across the world. You just explore someplace that's nearby you never go to. I don't know how many people I know, right? Used to be like, you go to Boston all the time? It's 4 hours away in the same damn country. But they act as if I went all the way to freaking Europe. And that's the whole thing. Like, you can get there easily.
Yeah, especially in New York. You like Chinese food or whatever, then try to find a Chinese food in Bronx,
Or
in
if-
Brooklyn,
if you
in
go to-
Queens,
exactly,
wherever
you go to
you're not.
Chinatown all the time.
Right.
How about you go to Avenue U now? Or how about you go to
Mhm.
Woodside? Or how do you like try it in a different area. That's it.
And I noticed, like, us going places, there's always cliques here and
Mhm.
there. You know what I mean? Like, if you like goth people, then you go towards 14th, 17th Street, you'll probably see a group of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
14th Street, Union Square,
Has
you
everything.
find a lot of cliques. You know what I mean?
Everyone, yeah.
But then you find out where they hang, where they go.
Mhm.
And then maybe you could start going there, and then you'll stop meeting these regular people
that
in the
are not
in
of
the
your thing.
block.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And,
You have to put yourself out there. That's really what it is. Either do the research or just be random. I know people who like they're not going to be on the dating apps. They want to have one of those what do they call like generic meetings or whatever it is.
mm,
Like so, what they do is they just go someplace they've never been, and hopefully they find somebody. Like I'm like, it's one way to go about dating.
hey, when dating comes involved, it's like I could be in my town, and half of the people would be like, I never dated him. Yeah, because you lived in my block.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to. What I'm going to my girl's house. Where she lived? Two down buildings down. Like, you know what? I didn't want to do that. You know.
When I was in high school, everybody in school was just like, "How come we never see you? You know, like, how come you never ask anybody about this and the other?" I said, "I have." Like, what are you talking about? Like, I just don't, date. Let's say I don't poo where I eat.
Right.
Right. Like, I'm gonna be here all day. I'm gonna be stuck with the person all day. I'm gonna be, everybody's gonna be in our business all the time. It doesn't make any sense. I used to just date girls from other schools.
Yeah. See, I loved it. Like, in being in the suburbs, of course, it's a small town. I dated people in the town, but 5, 7 blocks down this way, 3 blocks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Never in the same little tiny area I'm at, because it's kind of boring. And then you already know. Well, I lived in. If you date someone in my block, it'd be a miracle, because they never hardly home. Because I lived in a business area.
Right.
Everybody in the morning, it looked like one of those movies. Like, everybody in the morning gets in the car at the same time. How you doing? The cars all leave it. That's how it felt. So for you to get to know someone in that block, it was kind of hard anyway. But here in New York, you got the trains that can take you anywhere.
Yep.
You got a phone now. Use it. There's an app. What's free in New York?
Honestly,
what events are going on?
If you don't date outside your neighborhood or your borough in New York, it's because you're too lazy to travel. That's
True.
That's simply it. Like there's no reason not to be able to date across the city with all the forms of way to get there. And I mean, especially now in an era with rideshare services, yeah, you're just lazy.
Yeah, and it gives you that little adventure, like, yeah, especially for a guy. I'm on the train. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to see my girl. You know what I'm saying? And you're traveling.
I'm sorry, but half the time, right, especially if you're going on a date, you might actually find someone you like along the way to that date. Let's just be real.
True.
You taking a
True.
2-hour ride from the Bronx to Brooklyn, and you're gonna pass by how many people? You may find the one on that train ride before you even get to that first date.
True.
Like,
That's why it's called dating.
exactly.
Dennis said, mic drop. Put a person with the mic drop. But yeah, it could happen. You know what I mean? So knowing what you're worth and knowing what you're going to bring to the table, it goes both ways. I'm not talking. See, that's the thing that a lot of people are like, oh, women, you need to learn this. Men, you need to. No, this is for both. You got to know what you're bringing to the table before you go out. That's like going for an interview and talking about, yeah, I want to be a heart specialist. You got any education? Nah. Any experience? Nah. You ain't going to get it.
You shouldn't get it.
You know what I'm saying? If you get it,
that is the ultimate like equal opportunity employer filling in.
Right. And then they're going to be like, I wonder why all my patients keep dying. That's the same thing.
All you hear in the background, I had to hire a black guy.
Yeah, I had to hire someone that didn't have no education. So that's basically what's happening with your relationship. You're hiring because it's a job interview. So you're hiring someone that is not qualified for your position that you're giving.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have a person that's not qualified for your position, it's going to go down.
Yeah.
It's going to go down the drain. Yeah, have I done it? Yes, I made mistakes, but that's why I'm talking to you now, because I learned from them. And I learned what to say, what to do. And then when I had my interviewer come in and my wife, my interviewer come in and interview for the position I'm giving her, she, in the same manner, was interviewing me for the position she had. So it has to be in that sense.
That's a great way to look at it, is that your dating is kind of like the hiring process, and you both have your boxes that need to be checked off before you say, like, yeah, you got this.
Right.
I mean, I feel like a lot of people feel like if you're dating, first off, a lot of people in the modern era don't like people dating around, like to try and whatever. I get the whole answer, like you don't want to sleep with someone who's sleeping with every person they date.
Right.
But like dating means that I'm taking the opportunity to find what I like. So why would I just be dating you to just find out I don't like you when I could date 5 different people and be like, actually, you know what? Yeah, I don't like you. I like this one more. One date with 5 people.
I'll tell a person if I was dating and a person tell me, oh, I don't want to date you because you're dating other people. I'll be like, then don't take the train. Why? Because don't you think about different train ways to get to that same position?
Exactly.
I'm gonna go to my job, but I'm gonna take the 4 this time.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So you're always gonna be changing until you find that one thing. That's the same thing with life. But now, if I want to date just to have a companion for that Friday or that Saturday, then my point system goes down. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Now you just got to be pretty and person that has a conversation. That's it. But now, if I want to date for a long term, now the point system goes up a little bit.
And now we got more that we're expecting, right?
So it depends on what you are looking for that your point system has to play a part. But we're running out of time here, and I just want to tell you guys that we're happy that the LDM Radio is doing their music awards. So the 27th, if you haven't got your tickets yet, get your tickets. We have a couple people that's going to be performing. It's our 6th year, and I can't believe that it's 6 years of us doing this awards. So, and this was just a thing that we just threw up in the paper, and I was like, you know what, let me just do an internet radio station, blah, blah, blah. And then we winded up doing it. And then I remember the first year we did it. It was just, okay, a community service. We didn't know what to do. We didn't even know what the heck we were really doing, you know?
That's every project we've done here. Like, that's just kind of some random idea.
Yeah, let's try. Let's see what happens. Let's throw it. We're going to throw our cards and our chips up in the air, wherever it falls. But then all of a sudden they liked it, so we did a 2, 3, 4, you know? We had to do one online because of the COVID. And then we just kept on going. So this is the 6th one. We have a couple people from the 1st, the 5th, and I think and Vero G, who was on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Yep. She's always been a nominee, and she won last year, so she's going to be there as well too. So it's going to be kind of cool. But thank you, Will. Check out XY101 if you have not heard any of the podcasts. They still up. You got to hurry up because when the next season comes, the first season starts disappearing because we need space. We need space. We need space. You know what I'm saying? And it's not us. It's the it's the system that knocks off the other one. But check it out. We basically conversations like this, but a little more deeper,
a little more adult,
more offensive.
Definitely more offensive. I don't know if you can handle it.
Yeah, there's some people that that's offensive. Then don't listen. You know what I'm saying? You can always click or pause or fast forward. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But we're going to leave you with the commercial of the LDM radio station. Hopefully you guys get your tickets and just have fun. And if you have any conversations that you want us to talk about, hit us up and we'll, definitely we'll talk about it.
And stay tuned for an upcoming Wrestle Talk because SummerSlam's coming.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Check out my wrestling talk about that. And then we're going to have, after SummerSlam, I'm going to sit with this guy and see if some of my predictions were correct. And we're going to predict what's going to happen on the next pay-per-view. Yep. That's going to be fun. I love predicting to see what's going to go on, Yep. But they got new writers. So they got one more new writer and a new guy in charge. So let's see. We don't know. But we'll check you out next week. Here's the commercial of the LDM Music Awards.
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Turn it up. Okay.
The wait is over and the time is now. It is time for the 6th LDM Music Awards. Saturday, August 27th. That is August 27th. Hosted by Charles Laloma and Alyssa Luz. Come watch live with performance by Vero G, Javier Luis, J. Sam, and Danielle Black.
You thought I was finished? You thought I was...
Come find out who will win at the 6th LDM Music Awards that is this August 27th at the Zone 6 Studios at 544 East 171 Bronx, New York. For information and for tickets go to www.ldmradio.com, that is www.ldmradio.com. Don't miss out.